Hey guys, today we are showing you how to make crock pot dilly ribs.
Oh, we're having a whole lot of fun.
Look at that.
That is gorgeous.
That's perfect right there. See how it's browned up on the outside?
Hey guys, welcome back to my kitchen. I am Cris from Recipes at Crock.com.
I am Mikey from Recipes.Crock.com.
And a little bit dramatic.
I just had a big old cup of coffee. I'm feeling pretty good this morning.
Today we are here to make crock pot dilly ribs. It is a creamy based rib instead of a barbecue based rib, and this recipe is being sponsored by Iowa Pork Farmers.
We love us some Iowa pork.
The Iowa Pork Producers Association reached out to us and asked us to do a recipe for you guys. And you guys might be wondering, now we know you travel a lot, but you guys live in Indiana, right? Yeah, we do. But here's a fun fact for you. A third of all of the pork...
Did you know?
Oh, here he goes. I'm taking his line.
1/3 of all pork produced in America comes from Iowa.
Yeah, pretty much about a third comes from Iowa. So when you shop at your grocery store and you buy any kind of pork rib, pork chop, pork loin,
bacon,
we could go into the whole Bubba kind of
pork ribs, pork loin, pork butt, pork shoulder.
About a third of the time you're buying that and supporting that from Iowa Pork Farmers. So with all that said, we are going to show you a super easy way to make a rib recipe in your crock pot. We have pork,
a big old rack of ribs.
We have pork back ribs in the slow cooker, and then we have a stick of butter that I've melted in the microwave in here. And all we're going to use is we're going to use a can of cream of mushroom soup. If you don't like cream of mushroom, you could use cream of celery. You could play around with those flavors. They have all kinds of neat ones now. But cream of mushroom's the one we're going to use. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then we're going to use my special secret ingredient, which is
a big deal.
It isn't so secret since I call these dilly ribs. And we are going to use a half a cup of pickle juice to kind of give it helps salt our pork, and then it also helps kind of give this subtle flavor that makes you go,
What's that?
That tastes good.
Yeah, and it does. Oh my gosh, it does. We're big around here when it comes to like Mississippi flavors. You know, we love the pepperoncinis. This is going to be a lot more mild. So y'all who go, I really like that Mississippi flavor, I think, but I don't really like the heat. What would I do? This is definitely something you want to try.
Yes, this is a great alternative because people did ask us when we shared our Mississippi ribs what kind of an alternative would be, and this is the perfect alternative. So, while I am starting to mix all these ingredients together, Mikey's going to take some salt and lightly salt our ribs so that they have a little bit of seasoning beyond what we're going to pour over the top. Now, I get the question all the time, why don't you cut up your ribs before you put them in the slow cooker? And
I had that question myself.
And my answer is, I don't like to do any more work than what I have to. And when you cook ribs in a slow cooker, they become fall apart tender.
Yes.
So if they're going to fall apart on me anyways, I'm not going to spend the time cutting them up. So that's why. If you would prefer to cut them up, go for it. It's not going to change anything.
Speaking of cutting them up, you may cut these up?
Not just yet.
Okay.
I'm
trying to do something here.
I know. I'm sorry.
For y'all.
He wants me to stop talking. So here we go. So a half a cup of the pickle juice. We're going to put our pickles in the fridge, and we are actually going to top this with fresh pickles. I have made this with cooked pickles before, and you can cook it with the pickles in there, but the problem with that is the flavor cooks out of the pickles, and so the pickles...
And they kind of break down, too.
And they just kind of become flavorless a little bit. So if you want like a true pickle flavor at the end, I just chop them up and throw them over the top at the end. But all we're doing is we're mixing this butter, the cream of mushroom soup, and the pickle juice together. Oh, there was one more ingredient. You can do something.
I can do something.
The Shire sauce, or the Worcestershire sauce.
I know exactly where that is.
You do?
No.
It should be in the fridge.
I think I just put that up a little bit ago. Aha!
Alright, so we're going to add 2 tablespoons of that to this. Hopefully...
Oh, honey, I can do this without a spoon. Watch
Oh,
this.
he's going to do it with...
1. You said 2?
Yes.
2.
Okay, there we go.
3.
Did you seriously do that?
That is amazing. A shot of this in the morning, they keep you awake all day.
He didn't really do that. Don't do that at home. Oh my goodness.
It's delicious.
Okay, guys. So, now all you're going to do, and I'll let you do this part, dear.
Thank you.
All you're going to do is pour this evenly over the top and try and cover your entire ribs. That's another reason why I don't like cutting it up. Is because I don't want them piled on top of each other where it doesn't get the creamy sauce all over. You can also use a spoon if it doesn't, like on the back side here, it didn't fully get over there. So we can spoon around.
Oh. She used the small side to clean out the soup can, and I totally just reached for it and...
Yep, that's what happens.
I got mushroom soup all over
That's the danger of that particular kitchen tool.
Yes. I have mushroom soup all over my hands now, which makes me even more of a fun guy.
Alright,
I'll
so
let you
go
do that
clean
while I
yourself
clean that up later.
Alright, so you can just use the spoon to kind of make sure, we just want everything coated. At the very end, when we do the end step, we will also use put the juices back over again, but this just helps everything kind of cook nice and flavorful.
It looks good.
Yes, 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 yes. We love this. Okay, so we are going to put the lid on this and cook this on low for 7 to 8 hours or until tender. So a lot of pork cooks for between 100, and depending on what cut you use, 145 degrees to 160. But when you're cooking something that has a lot of fat in it, like ribs, you want to cook it until tender. And the way to cook is low and slow for a long period of time, and then it just melts into this flavorful deliciousness.
If you've ever had a chewy rib, you know what she's talking about. It's like, something's just not right there.
Didn't
You
cook it.
can't cook ribs on high and get
Nope.
away with it.
Nope.
You want to do it low and slow. You want them to fall off the bone. You want to be able to twist the bone out of the meat and still keep everything together.
Yeah. Well, but when you're using a crock pot, you're going to get the super tender kind that falls apart, period.
Yes.
So ours isn't going to stay together.
No.
So.
And we're going to clean our station to show you what it looks like when it's clean in 3, 2, 1. And we are back. The station has been cleaned and we are ready for the next thing because we couldn't wait. My beautiful wife started this recipe last night to let it go low and slow all evening. And so, just like you don't have to wait, we don't have to wait. It's ready.
Yes, and ours is going to be super tender because it did cook all night. So if you want it a little less tender, you could cook it more towards the 7-hour time. But I thought that this was the perfect way to celebrate Pork Month. Did you know that October was Pork Month?
Happy Pork Month, everybody!
I'm sure he'll be celebrating with bacon as well.
I want to show y'all this. This is low and slow. Now watch what I do. I'm going to grab this rib right here, and I'm just going to twist that bone. And look how it comes out clean.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
These ribs are ready. These ribs are good. Oh, and they're hot.
Yes.
Is there another set of tongs over there? Because we might need that. On the other side, I think I see a set of tongs. Maybe not. Maybe so. Yes. Those will work. Because I want to be careful with this. I don't want these to fall apart on me yet. I want them to fall apart in my mouth. So I'm going to take 2 sets of tongs. They're still going to fall apart a little bit.
Quite a bit.
Take it in sections. We'll take that section. Oh my gosh, babe, these smell so
They
good.
do. And as you might notice, it's a little pink on the inside. That does not mean that it's not done.
No, these are done.
Those are definite. The fall apartness you can see clearly done.
Oh my gosh, they do. You don't need that bone. And then we'll get this last slab here off the end.
If you want
And then
to crisp
that's
up
it.
your fat a little bit, we've got this extra step that we're going to do. As you can see, this is cooked really well, so it's a little bit firmer.
Y'all check this out. I'm gonna run the GoPro over this.
I would still pour some of.
Ribs. I'm sorry, I keep interrupting you, but I just want them to see the beauty that is these ribs right here. They're ready. They're good to go right now. But she said there's an extra step, and I think it's worth taking.
So
really the bone.
we are going to. We're going to take some of these juices and just pour them over the top.
Let me get a shot of that because that's gorgeous. Look at that. Oh yeah.
And so those are just the juices that it cooked in, because we don't want the broiling step to dry out the rib.
No.
And for you foodie lovers at home, you can definitely do the crisp up step in your foodie if you want to too.
Or with a Milty lid or whatever you got. Any kind of air
yeah,
fryer.
air fryer.
And that has got the fat from the ribs. It's got the juices, of course, and it's also got that butter. So this, underneath the broiler, is going to toast it.
Yes.
You ready?
All right, let's go for it.
Now, what do we always say about broiling something? Don't go mow the yard.
Broiling is something very specific to your oven, and also whatever, it's the bottom one, baby.
That's why that one's not hot.
And so you've got to keep a close eye on it so you don't burn your food.
Yes.
So
I'm going to turn back around and watch the stove, and you're going to see it when it's done in 3, 2, 1. And our ribs have been in there for maybe 2-3 minutes. Let's check them out. Check. You can hear that sizzle from all that butter and the juices from our ribs, and I believe those are done. Let's pull them out.
while he's doing that, I'm chopping up some dill pickles to kind of use as a garnish.
Check this out, y'all. Look at that.
That is gorgeous.
That's perfect right there. See how it's browned up on the outside and it's bubbling. Now this is extremely hot. Why in the world you made me do this? I don't know.
You don't have to use pickle spears. You don't even have to add the pickles if you don't want to. But you can use pickle chips if you'd rather, or little whole pickles. I just kind of like adding bite-sized pieces to kind of bring out the dill flavor in the ribs.
And you're going to get the flavor from the ribs. You're going to get that tender meat. You're going to get a little bit of that where it's kind of dried and crisped up on the top, and then you're also going to get that crunch from those pickles. So it's like a big old flavor texture bomb in your mouth.
So that's what we're going to do. Let's get one of the pieces from there.
I want the bigger piece.
Okay.
Oh, those are still
Careful,
fall apart.
it's hot. Here's a fork. Why don't you go see the good people? Or
hang on, I want some pickles.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Top that with pickles. That's good.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna come up here and eat in front of you. Check this out. Look at that. Look at that. See the steam rolling off of it? You got your mushrooms from the soup. That meat has browned up and crisped up on the top and still super tender. Like, watch this. I can run my fork all the way through there. No effort whatsoever. The bones come out super clean. That just shows you that the meat is done. Shut up, Mikey. We don't want to hear you talk about it. We want to see you eat it. That's what I'm saying to me anyway.
Oh.
I'll get me a little bit of pickle in there. The pickle gives it like this crisp, clean flavor. It's fresh. It tastes fresh with that pickle in there. The meat by itself, though. There's a subtle flavor of that dill pickle juice that's soaked into the meat, and it is absolutely fantastic. The soup gives it a little bit of a creaminess, but it adds more flavor. It adds that soup flavor to it.
I'm not sure that you would know what all the ingredients were at when you're eating it.
No.
If you hadn't made it, but you're like, What is that?
Yeah.
That is good.
Honestly, it is a flavor bomb in your mouth. We really do love pork around here. We really do love when the Iowa pork producers say, hey, would you eat some of our product on camera? It's really no sweat at all. I'm saying that because she put the dish together, so I had a little work to do today, except this right here. And it's my favorite job in the whole world.
I didn't know they asked you to wear it too, because it looks like you're wearing it.
It's just that good.
Oh, well, we are happy to support farmers around here. We have several very close friends who are actual Indiana pork farmers. So we're connected to bacon every week. We got like 6 degrees of bacon going on here.
Real bacon.
Real bacon, not the actors.
No.
So.
That's good. I like that.
But if you like this video, we'd love for you to give us a thumbs up. We'd also love to hear down below what your favorite pork dish is and how you plan on celebrating pork
And when
month.
you're going to invite me over to have some.
Pop quiz. Do we know what form of pork Mikey tends to prefer in almost every dish?
The pig is the most magical creature.
Yes.
We don't need unicorns and Pegasuses, however you say that. We have pigs because they take plants and turn it into bacon.
But if you like this video, we'd love for you to give us a thumbs up. If you're not already a member of the Crock Posse, we'd love for you to click subscribe down below. Become a member of our slow cooking family around here. If you'd like notified every time we upload a video, whether it be a cooking video, a travel video, a vlog, click the ding-a-ling. That is the notification bell down below. And whatever you do,
Laugh often
eat good food.
and speak life.
Bye, guys.
I'm so sad.
Oh my goodness.
I cleaned my plate. I need more ribs.
If you want to see the latest, click on the left right here. If you feel like subscribing, click on the right, my dear. And if you think we're funny enough to send us money, click the Patreon.